morning greeting or whatever, something like that. Because I didn't call your name this morning.
Excuse me, ma. I don't know if my is still showing that correction.
What's your name?
Musa Mohammed Musa. Matazu Musa Katsina.
Oh, it's not affected. It's still showing Musa Mohammed Musa. So you need to.
Okay.
Please, can we? Okay. Like this particular. You have not sent us the what they call it, the link for the YouTube.
The YouTube link will be released soon, Makama. Just calm down to be ready.
Okay.
Yeah, the DQM team is working on it.
Because you know how this focal DQMs will be on our head now.
Yeah. The link will be shared soon.
It's okay.
Hello, good morning, ma.
Good morning.
Many people are on waiting room.
Okay. The point is that the 100 persons limit is already achieved. So a YouTube link is going to be shared with your SDQMs. They'll forward it to you immediately.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Let's all wait for the coordinating director to join us soon so we can start the meeting.
Okay.
SDQMs, I've just shared the YouTube link so that those who were not able to join can join through that link, please. Share it with them now. Hello, can you all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we are with you.
Okay. Mama, are you there?
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
They can hear you. They are all muted.
Hello, good morning. Apologies for the delay. We're trying to settle attendance back and shuffling between the Zoom and the YouTube. Sorry for the delay. The meeting will start now, but please, SDQMs, kindly tell your FDQMs who have joined on YouTube to please drop their names and state the way we ask them to log in on Zoom so that we can take proper attendance. Thank you. The coordinator will be starting the meeting now.
Good morning, everyone. I know you are all muted. I take your acknowledgements, even if I don't hear you. I want to apologize, just like the NHD said, that we are sorry for starting the meeting late because I was also trying to join. I appreciate all your promptness because by the time I was trying to join, 100 people were already on the meeting group, which shows that all of you log in on time. Sorry for wasting your time. You should please understand that we are having we're having a very large audience, and to put everyone online is always very difficult. So sorry that you are starting late. And as a form of my introductory remark for this meeting is made necessary because we need to put you on the know of what is happening because of your importance to the census exercise. We believe you should not be thriving on rumor or hearsay. You should know what is going on and be able to plan your time towards making sure that you are ready for the activity. Number one, we want to let you know that the census and all pre-census activities has been put on hold for a while to dialogue with the government to know the actual days in which we are going to have the census. And that is why the training that was supposed to start on the 13th has been put on hold. Though we were able to conduct the online training for the SWF as planned earlier, every other thing is on hold until we decide to move forward. And moving forward, the next thing will be the training of the DQA to make up for the SWF number so that we have the 24,744 DQA that we need for the entire country. So we want you to let all your colleagues that are not on this at this meeting know that we are communicating with you. And that is why we decide not to communicate with you through the SDQM, but to schedule this meeting so that we can talk to each and every one of you directly for you to know that we are working as a team. DQM for the year 2023 population and housing census is a team. And so far, what we have been having is teamwork. So don't see yourself as an individual or see yourself as a part of the team. And especially if you notice the training methodology we have been using, which is the mentor-mentee training methodology, that is making sure that we bring every one of us to the same page notwithstanding your ability, your skill, or the extent of your knowledge on the process. So please, I want to reiterate this. DQM is a team, and we should see ourselves as that, and we should work as a team towards the success of the first digital census in Nigeria. That's number one. Number two, payment. We know that at the last exercise that was done, people were paid 66,000 flats, which is 10,000 naira per day against the 15,000 naira that we have paid up till now. And 1,000 naira was given for lunch, as against, I think, 2,000 naira that was paid to the others for lunch. So, and then nothing was given for transportation, whether for those who are coming from outside or for those who are within the state. We have addressed this as we should, because the DQM did not undo the budget for the training directly. And so we have appealed to the stakeholder. We have taken this up, and we are working on everyone getting the balance of what is expected to be paid to them. So please take note of that and let your people know that we are working on that. And as a fallout to that, I want to point out to what some of the FDQM did over the week, trying to impersonate with other SIM cards and starting something that I will refer to as a mutiny, and threatening us that they will abort or sabotage the census process. I frown so much at this because I expect you as professionals, because that is who you are. If we are certifying you as DQM, you should note that you are actually becoming a professional data quality manager, and you could be recommended even to participate in census of other countries. And we have zero tolerance to such actions and attitude. So I want you all to know that these people are being traced, and we are going to track them, and we are going to treat them as bad eggs to the entire process. Because if we are treated as gentlemen and ladies, we should also act we should always learn the good manners to present whatever grievance we have. And up to now, DQM has had an open door policy. We should not call for people ganging up or organizing a mutiny. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to take note of that, and to know that if there is anything, that's why we have a line of communication. If there is anything that we need to communicate to the HQ, you have your SDQM, you have the help desk, and you have your Zona DQM. So if you go through all that and you are still not able to get to wherever you are whatever you want, I have an open door policy. You can talk to me. And for those who have spoken to me before, you know that whatever, since we are doing a mentor-mentee, whatever you have brought to my notice, I have treated as such. You know, my adage is, the only foolish question is that one you refuse to ask. So please, that's the number 2 point. Let's take note of that. Let us not act out of context. Let's make sure that we do things in civilized manners and have in focus what is ahead of us. So I've also said, if anybody is still having outstanding payments, please let us know. And you should know that we keep records. So for those who have been paid, because that is what has been happening in other parlance, we discover some people have even been paid twice. So we keep records here. So if anybody has been paid and you want to put down your name that you have not been paid, we are going to discover. And by the time we discover, if we see that you are trying to cheat, we are going to hold you liable for that and know that this person is not trustworthy to be part of the DQM. So if you are still having any outstanding, please let it go to the SDQM. And SDQM, any outstanding that is passed on to you, please let it go to your help desk immediately so that we compile all these things together. So, and we are going to sit on it, follow it up before the end of next week to make sure that no DQM is being owed a penny by the National Population Commission, because we don't want DQM to be part of the people that will be carrying placard that MPC is owing them any dime. So please take note of that as our number 2 point for today. And number 3, we want you to know that as we go forward, we are also thinking of your safety for the exercise ahead of us. We know how critical the country is at this time. And I know that some of you have called me that you rather not be a DQM than to work in certain local governments. Please note that any area that is critical, we are not going to put any DQM there. There are some states that we are already making arrangements that every DQM in that state will stay at the HQ, at the state's HQ in your situation room, so that you can work together and your safety can be guaranteed. And we have also spoken with authority to make available security men in any area, in any situation room where you are working. So for some very large states that have large expanse of land, we are going to make sure that we cluster you in safe areas, in safe local governments, where you can share one situation room, and then you can all work together from that point. And also you are going to be having routers, and the routers is going to be receiving data from bucket data, so you don't need to worry about data. Generators have also been purchased for DQM solely. So any generator coming to the States now is for DQM, and that is what we are going to work with. And the fueling of the generators will definitely be arranged for. So SDQM, when the time comes, you are going to be taking delivery of all these materials that are meant for DQM. Also, your laptops have already been delivered in the States, so, and this will be assigned to you. And for the census exercise, every DQM duly certified for the work will be given a contract paper, and the contract paper will be signed, and you will return the contract paper with a recommendation letter from a senior person in the civil service at directorate level, your pastor, your imam, or lecturer or senior lecturers from the university, who will sign, append their ID cards, and then their passport photographs together with yours to recommend you for this very sensitive assignment for the first digital census in Nigeria. So that is all about that. Your security, by the grace of God, is God that secures. But as men, we try our best to make sure that every one of us, we are working within a safe and enabling environment for the work ahead of us. Number 4, way forward. As soon as we know the date for the census, we are going to send a Gantt chart, a progress graph for all the activities of the DQM, a work plan for all activities of the DQM. Because part of what is expected of us as we go forward, which is outstanding for us, number 1 is that we have to train the DQA to make up for the SWF that we have trained. so that we can have 24,744 that we cover the entire country. And this DQAA will be shared with you according to your local government, so that we will continue to mentor them until the contact training starts. And also, DQM is going to be responsible for taking delivery of all the tablets from the states. We are going to test the functionality of all the tablets in your individual local government area. Those of you working in very large local governments that have 1,000 EE, you have assistants that are going to be working on this with you. And we will also be working with some of the DQAA that are assigned to you to make sure that every local government tablet is functional, and then you have enough as expected that you are going to use in your local government. When this is going to be part of the work plan, and we will send all this to you in detail, and also those who are going to be working with you on this sensitive project. So from there, you will go into training. And from training, you go into the profiling and other activities that I'm sure you're already aware now. And as a fallout to that, by next week, we are going to be giving every one of you assignment every week so that you can keep up with your skill and don't forget what you have been trained on. And sequel to that, please continue to go over your slides that you are going to be using to train others. And we have also placed some of your task slides on YouTube. So you can play this over and over again and do your assignments, how you merge your Excel sheets, how you upload to the spatial server, all those things that is meant for you to sharpen your skill. Please go over them. Don't throw them away, so that by the time work starts, you are ready for what is ahead of you. And also brush yourselves up as a trainer, the concepts that you're expected to know, and every other thing that you should keep at your fingertips so that you can be able to train the supervisors and enumerators well. And I want you to know that you are going to train in your local government area of assignment. And that means that garbage in is garbage out. Because if you don't train your enumerators and supervisors well, then there will be a lot of troubleshooting for you to do during the census. But if you train them well and they are able to carry out the assignment very well, then it means less stress for you during the actual census. So please make sure you know what to teach. And like you said, this is a mentor-mentee program. So if there are still things you don't understand, reach out to the right people. And you know that in line with making you have a thorough understanding, we also raised another set of people. They have tagged themselves 12 disciples. They are 12 disciples without Judas. So they are there. They came to the States to come and train you on this. So if there are things you still don't understand, please reach out to them. They can have Zoom sessions with you to make sure that they train you properly and ready for the census exercise. I want finally to say that I am so proud of every one of you so far. You have put in your best. Your commitment to the work is highly commendable and appreciated. And we will do all our best at our own end to make sure that you are well remunerated for this exercise. So please keep it up and do not allow yourself to be infiltrated by some unscrupulous elements who may try to influence you against authority. I'm a woman under authority, and I always believe in doing things right. There are ways that you can make your grievances known without being rude or being lawless, and you will still be able to achieve what you are expected to achieve. So please, let's keep up the level of professionalism that you have maintained up till now, and make sure that at every point you realize that you are not an enumerator, you are not a supervisor, you are not a DQAA, you are not a facilitator, but excuse me, you are a data quality manager. And that's the essence and success of the census in quality, in acceptability and credibility rests so much on you. And aside from working to earn money, also work to get fulfillment, to be able to beat your chest in years to come, that you are part of the first digital census in Nigeria, and that you played a very sensitive role, and you actually made a success of the entire program. With God being on our side, we are putting in our best, and I know that by His grace, we will surely make a success of the census. Thank you very much for taking your time to be at this meeting, and please make sure that you put in your best. And in finalizing, I also want to mention this, that DQM has zero tolerance for double functionaries DQMs. Some of you want to participate in other activities. It is better to be faithful and loyal to something and do it very well than from jumping around and trying to gain either relevance or some pittance of money at the expense of your work. At the last training, we removed some names from the facilitators training, but I am hearing again now that there are some DQMs who are still participating in the online training going on as facilitators. There is no way you can be a facilitator and be a DQM. It is not possible. You are going to truncate one of the programs. And if anyone in DQM go to be facilitator, we'll be so happy to release that person to continue to be facilitator, because I understand all what every one of you has put in right from the first training on self-learning up to where we are now. And that is why even when we had more than we needed, I approached the management to retain everyone. And that is why we still have more than we needed up till now. So if anybody wants to just go away, we'll be happy to release the person, because that means that that person is not really part of us right from the beginning. So please, if you are still dodging to go and be part of facilitators training, please, and please, I appeal to you, please drop off that and let us do this work together as a team and make a success of it. Thank you once again. I appreciate you all. And like I always say, I'm proud of you being part of my team. Thank you. God bless you. So right now, I think the system manager will take over so that we can take the question and answer session. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ma. So if we have questions, now is the time for us to ask our questions. You can do so by quietly raising up your hands. We'll give you a venue to speak. And also you could put your questions in the meeting chat. For the people on YouTube, you could as well drop your questions in the chat box there. All questions from the YouTube will be asked directly. So I will be taken from the YouTube to ask in the Zoom, the live Zoom. So please, let's ask our questions. You can raise up your hands. We'll select people across the participants to ask the questions. Thank you. Okay, so Castina Mustafa Kofi, please ask your question.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Mustafa.
My question is about that issue of areas with insecurities. you said you said that some areas will be clustered, but the issue is not the work, it is the training. If if probably they are going to still go to the local government and train these enumerators. So it's somehow because some of the roads are not safe. So it's like they'll be going to and fro from probably where they were being kept and to the local government where they are going to be working. And secondly, is this issue of SWF. Even while we are having this meeting, I received a phone call from one of them that he's part of the facilitators virtual training. Because like last week, I called my SDPM. I inquired because they have been calling me that they were asked to fill form and be part of the virtual training for the facilitators. So he told me no, they are not part of facilitators. I've been telling them this, but it's like some of them went ahead and filled the form and they participated. So that is what I'm asking. If maybe we should tell them to like stop or they should continue. That is my question.
Okay. No, I didn't get the second part of your questions. Yeah, but I got the first part, which is training in insecure places. Yeah, I think for states that are going to have training in those areas that are not secured, the arrangements will come from the state offices. So please, from you to us, you that you're on ground and you know these areas, let us know areas that are not secured, and we can discuss that with the authority. We are already trying from our own end, from the SDQM on ground, to know local governments that are not secured, so that we can cluster you where you are going to work. But for training, you know that training is being organized by the management, so that we can also bring that up, that people are already jittery about training in these areas. So that if it is possible to shift the training for those local governments to other areas. But what you should know is that the enumerators are still going to go there to go and work. But whichever will be convenient, I just want to assure you that your safety will be taken into consideration for those local government areas. The other question, you were talking about some SWF that are still part of the facilitators. Yes, when Census Department could not get the total number of people expected as SWF, I think they took some people who are facilitators to be part of the training. Those ones will be trainers during they will be facilitators during the training, but they will translate to become DQA during the actual exercise. So let them know that although they are training, but they are going to be DQA during the exercise. And that is why we said SWF can do that, but FDQM cannot do that. Because let me tell you, you'll be shortchanging yourself, because you are expected to be on throughout the exercise. So even if you go there and you are part of the training now, when training starts, you'll be treated just as FDQM. You are not going to collect double money. So what you have just done is the time you are supposed to be using to actually
by sharpen your own skill to be able to do your work properly, you are using it to waste your time participating in the SWF, in the facilitators refresher or whatever. So take note of that for SWF. Still continue to work with them as your mentors because they are going to be your DQA. But in the next 1 or 2, before the end of next week, we are going to actually give you the names of those that will work with you. So they are going to be your mentee, and they are the people you are going to use to test the tablet's functionality and do every other thing. I hope I've answered your question. Okay, Marisala Yusuf, we are asking that those that are not getting payment, where are we going to complain? If you are an FDQM and you have not been paid, please lodge your name and the payment schedule, that is for what activity were you not paid for, with your SDQM now, not tomorrow. Do that now and give details. And SDQM, please also make sure that now you give us the right the names so that we can follow it up like I promised by the grace of God. Before the end of next week, we make sure that every payment is cleared. Thank you.
Hello? Okay, Zamfara, Zumi, Nasiru. Sorry, the coordinator had to step out to answer an important call. I can see your message where you are saying that in a situation whereby we encounter resistance from the community, please note that that is not in our own purview. Okay, the coordinator is here, so she'll continue the response.
Yes, in a situation whereby we encounter resistance from the community, sometimes they will insist on their inclusion in the process because they are, yes, like she was saying, that's not in our purview. We are not responsible for recruitment of other officers. But if you have such situations and the people are not part of the process, please make sure you report to the field coordinator on the field so that they know what they can do. Because I think part of the policy is to get people from the community to work in the process so that we can get their buy-in into the entire process. Yes, someone from the YouTube, my question with regards to some of us that are working in other government bodies, the management, respective of our commitment to the census and our main work schedule, trainings and activities, without enough time for us to take excuse or leave from our work assignment. I don't know if the management have plans for how our government bodies should let us go and work. Yes, like I said, we are going to give you a contract paper and a letter to your organization, because this is a national assignment, so that they can let you go. And if we know where you are working, especially if it's not a private organization, please let us know. NIPOs, MBS, other people, we already have agreements with their organization. So please let us know so that that also can be done for you. Thank you. So please, for those who ask questions, if your question has been answered, just respond so that we are sure that we are okay, since we are all muted.
So Sokoto Bashar Mohammed, please ask your question.
Good morning, ma. Good morning, everyone.
Bashar.
Yes, ma'am. My question here is, at the end of the exercise, you have made mention that if we were able to deliver the project successful, we might be called for any country that is going to have that is going to run the population and housing census to be there as Nigerian uh, as Nigerian capacity or something like that. Maybe. So I would love to ask, um, is it based on what we used to be discussed among us? Is it the same procedure and everything that we have conducted here? Is that what we are going to be doing over there? My first question. The second question, is it the laptop and any other necessities you have provided for the exercise going to be cleared, including the power bank, back to you without like retaining the laptop for us to be going through and maintain what we have planned? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bashar, for your question. Like I told you, after this entire exercise, we are going to certify you, and we are going to continue to keep your database, not just for other countries, any other survey that you are doing within National Population Commission or other organizations. We also make sure that because we keep our database because you are like a resource, you are a human resource to us now, and you can be used at any time. And like I said, other countries that need your skill, we have your database. All you need to do is to notify you. And I tell you, with your certification, by the time we give you your final certificate, you have a lot of opportunity, because we believe that this process has imputed a lot of skill into you, which you can use in other places. And for other people who are going to be having survey. Then your number 2 questions, the laptop that you are going to use belongs to National Population Commission. And that is why you will see on it, it is already inscribed MPC and the number is noted. So all these ones are not consumable items. You are going to return them. The consumable items you are going to keep. The consumable items like the T-shirt and other things that is for the census is going to be yours. You are going to keep it. But the laptops will be returned, because even the data that has been stored on it during the process, you cannot have access to copy it. So we'll make sure that we have it and it is the nation's property. Thank you. Yes, from the YouTube, Sabo Douglas West. Is there a transportation arrangement for GQM to converge, to canvass the multiple training centers you have in the LGA? Where we have multiple training centers in a particular LGA, you will have to make arrangements. You are the FDQM, you are the only FDQM in that local government. Your foot soldiers will be your SWF. So you will have your SWF stationed you have an ed center in each of the centers. This will be your focal person in each of the centers, and you are going to relate with them as such. So you don't have to be jumping to fro, but if there is need for the states that wants you to go, they will definitely provide you with a transportation to do that. But most of your communication with each of these centers will be online. And that is why we want you to relate with make sure you relate with your SWF as your mentee. Thank you. And then Inka Oladapo, please, for those coming from other zones, please, what's our accommodation? Will our accommodation be sorted, ma? Inka Oladapo, if you are moving from one zone to the other, it is not sacrosanct that they will give you accommodation. But we are trying our possible best to liaise with the state directors to please help us to do accommodation for you. So please note that we had to post some people across zone because we had too many from that zone as HDQM. And like I said, we did not want to drop any one of you. So please bear with us. And if there are anything we can do for you personally, we work at that. Thank you. Aminu Suleiman, you are asking, please, are we to complain to our new posted SDQM or our previous state SDQM for our payment? Please do that for your present SDQM. And that's why you need to mention which one you have not been paid and where you served at that time. So please try to relate with your new SDQM. Your old mama or your papa don't go another place. So try to liaise with this person and make sure that you have your mentor-mentee relationship intact, because that's what you are going to carry into the census. Abdullahi Isa, hello, ma. The situation where as an enumerator encounters some issues of refusal to accept the work during the activity and report back to us as FDCAM. What are we going to do? Those are the issues you are supposed to settle administratively at the local government, and if you cannot settle it, you escalate it. If an enumerator is not being accepted to work, make sure you report. If the report gets to you, please report to the field coordinator for that particular local government so that they can solve the problem easily. And if the problem is not solved, you will log it on your own problem sheet and you let us know the situation, and then we can escalate it to the right hotels. Thank you. A question on the trainings from the 13 days training that are yet to be. And what is the way forward? This is the state training, I want to assume. Is it the state training? Kebbi, please, this is serious. This is critical. I wasn't expecting anybody to still be owing for state training because we were monitoring the accountants. So if you have not been paid as a DQM for the state training, the 13 days, please, and please, let's forward this to the right portals so that we can follow this up with the accountants that is expected to do the payment. So ladies and gentlemen, for other questions that we have on the chat room, and if there are other questions, please pass through your SDQM. We compile all these questions and we will do an elaborate answer to the questions for you. And if there are other things that are personal, we actually put a call to you to clear the air. Please, the essence of this meeting is to make sure that we are all on the same page and we are working to achieve the same aim and objective. I don't want any DQM to be a dissident, so please let's work together to make a success of this census. I'm proud of you, I love you all, and together we'll make it. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Go ahead.